here is my prediction for the Champions League semi-finals. Let's get into it. Let's look at the PSG and Bayern game first. In terms of the game, I think it's going to be straight up like a chess game. You're going to see both sides trying to break the other side down, trying to maneuver into their game plan. And you're going to see Luis Enrique coming out with a free-flowing football from both sides, from both flanks, from the pockets, the midfield, and trying to break down this Bayern defense. Whilst Bayern is coming out with a more systematic approach, trying to also play to their strength, which is Harry Kane, which is Luis Diaz and Michael Olise, which have been sensational this season. But I think this game is going to welcome a lot of goals. It's going to welcome a lot of different variation of attacks that maybe we haven't seen throughout the whole Champions League campaign before. But it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be one of the best matchups we're going to see in a while. And I think this could easily have been a Champions League final, and we would have enjoyed it to the same degree that we're enjoying it right now. But we're going to have two games, and I do back the experienced Luis Enrique to get through this Bayern Munich side. PSG just looks like the most scariest opponent, I think, in the whole of Europe, because it doesn't seem like it matters whatever happens throughout the season, whatever happens throughout the players. When it's the big moments, the big players like Ousmane Dembele, like Kvicha, like Desiree Doué, these guys step up in the big moments, and they know exactly what to do in the big moments. So I have PSG going through for the semi-finals of the Champions League. Now, let's look at this Arsenal versus Atletico game. It's going to be a very weird watch, because I always used to say that two defensive teams cannot collide besides each other without one of the defenses absolutely breaking down and the other one trying to dominate the game. And for me, it's absolutely going to be Arsenal. I think Arsenal is much more suited for this type of matchup. I do believe it's not all down to the players, and I do believe that Diego Simeone has a big say in this type of matchup, because I think he has laid down all his weapon in the La Liga and just focused on this Champions League one to make sure that Atletico Madrid go through. And for me, I do have Atletico Madrid going through with the experience side of Diego Simeone, with the experience of top players like Griezmann, like Julian Alvarez, who I believe has been sensational in the Champions League, even substitution players like Alexander Sørloth. But as that is said, Arsenal, I don't think this is the season that you're going to be looking upon the Champions League as the priority for you guys. So that's why I have Atletico Madrid versus PSG, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is officially the game of the year. Let's go quickly analyze it. Before the game even started, I said that this game was going to have goals galore. But they just broke a Champions League record, which says the most goal in a semi-final ever. And you can talk about a lot of players on the pitch, but I believe this Luis Diaz performance will go down as one of his best performances. I think it's very underrated what he was trying to do, because it seemed like whenever he was on the ball, they were constantly doubling him up. And even Kvicha in this game, what a big game player he is. It seemed like when Bayern got the first goal, I thought, here we go again. Bayern is going to dominate the game. Slowly, it's going to break this PSG team down. This guy was like, no, there is a different story that needs to be told here. And that is this guy stepping up in big games. What a player this guy is, really. And this is the XG numbers for PSG, and this is the XG numbers for Bayern. I will go down and say this is the greatest game in the Champions League semi-final ever. I don't think we're ever going to see two giants, two boxing heavyweights going jab for jab, blow for blow, uppercut for uppercut, and both come out victorious. I do believe that the return game is going to be also very exciting, but I do have PSG still going through, and I do back them in these big occasions. It seems like they have a way of finding moments, big moments in the right time. And I do believe we're going on for a great spectacle. But on to the Arsenal Atletico game for tomorrow.